Hello Cancer, Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for June 2017. And a quick announcement for you all out there. On the 10th of June, a Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time US and Canada, or 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time US and Canada, I'm going to be having a very special interview on Nadiya Shah's channel, and you all probably know who she is. She's a wonderful astrologer. We're going to be talking all about astrology, spirituality, tarot, and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you do want to check that out, you can follow the link below. I'll put a link to her channel. Remember, it's June 10th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. And you're going to have to convert for the rest if you don't know time zones. That's what Google's for. Also, if you're curious about why do I, or any other astrologer, say check out your rising sign, I do have a special video up on the main channel page. Answers all the questions I always get about that whole thing. So you should check it out. It's the top of the main channel page. It's a featured video. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on this month? Well, Cancer, this is definitely the beginning of, I'm going to say, your season. This is one of those months where, again, a lot of planets start to group up and go into one spot of the chart. And that happens towards the end, but I always like to let people know that because, you know, it happens every 2 or 3 months. And it all starts on the 4th with Mars, planet of action and energy, going into your sign. And with Mars in our sign, we get the wild card blessings of Mars. Okay, we talk about action, passion, conviction, strength, and the ability to overcome obstacles, and to plow through as many obstacles as we can while he is there. Luckily, he's going to be there up until near the end of July, so you've got plenty of time to do it. You know, with Mars in your sign, if there's anything that you need to actually, you know, renegotiate, to appeal, to defend yourself on, or to maybe even remove from your space because it is a threat, it's too costly, it's getting in the way of you being productive or doing work if you have to make that case, this is the time where you're going to be noticing people being more responsive and coming to your side. In fact, when Mars goes into our sign, there actually may even be somebody who is a champion for us, working with us. Not for us exclusively, they're not a gopher, but they're definitely somebody who's going to be backing us up, even bringing us more backup in all of these areas. And this may actually be exactly what the doctor ordered for you. Mars brings people closer. You get your besties under the Mars energy, because remember, it's that warrior's honor, it's that, you know, die fighting back to back, brothers and sisters in arms kind of energy. And that's what's going to be going on all month, which is actually really, really good, because again, this does promise a lot of victory for you. On the 6th, we've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, romance, and pleasure, moving into your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is a wonderful time for those of you who are single and looking, because all throughout this month, from the 6th on, you're going to be noticing that you may actually be finding more love opportunities through friends. Friends are going to be hitting that pavement for you. People might actually be going out of their way and finding you or setting you up with a lover. Okay? And you may want to trust your friends during this time for the right kind of setup. But, you know, when Venus is in the 11th house, people are on the lookout for us. For those of you who are currently coupled, Venus in the 11th house can indicate a very extroverted time for you and your partner. You know, you're going to be noticing you're bonding a lot more in the company of others. This is a great time for those of you who are, you know, working on developing relationships to start integrating, you know, integrating friendship circles, introducing your partner to your friends, meeting their friends, and again, getting closer in more of those extroverted spaces and ways. At the same time on this day, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, speed, and haste, moving into your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, and it's going to be there up until the 21st of June. And when Mercury goes into our 12th house, we start to find out a lot of secrets. People are going to be making, you know, confiding in us a lot more. Okay, there's going to be a time for closeness and sharing, because friends and relatives and others are going to be more trusting. If you feel like people have been holding back, people may not necessarily be very communicative, this is a time where there could be a chance to clear that air. With Mercury in the 12th house as well, we may be opening up communication lines to people from our past, people that we haven't spoken to since childhood. And there's even an opportunity with Mercury in the 12th house to finally bring something to light, or maybe even, start publishing or monetizing a hidden talent or a hidden desire, or something that you've kept behind the scenes, and get that actually discovered. On the 9th, we've got a full moon in Sagittarius, in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your physical health. And this is going to be actually a very nice moon for, I think, a lot of you, because you may actually be noticing that a workout routine, or a health treatment, or maybe even some kind of physical work you've been doing on yourself is starting to have a big payoff. And you may actually find that during this full moon, you are actually making a lot of headway on a goal, or on a, I guess you could say, on a plan that you've been kind of trying to take care of for yourself for some time. This is also a time where a lot of you Cancer people may be finding a way to change your reputation around to something you'd rather have. You'll have to excuse me, my cat is bumping up on the tripod. Come on, honey. Okay. So you may be actually working on trying to save your, or change, not necessarily save your reputation, but change your reputation from something you don't want to be known for anymore. Maybe it's a perfectly good thing. We just want to change how we're known so we can have more, of what we want, get recognized for what we'd rather have in our work, as well as what we want in our schedule. You could be changing your schedule for the better as well. We also have on the 9th, Jupiter turning direct in your 4th house of home and family, okay? And this could actually be really nice for those of you who've been feeling like things have maybe stagnated when it comes to household income, whether it's yours or your partner's. Maybe you're trying to actually sell the home, or see if you can't raise the value of the property you have to make good on that investment, to cash in on that investment. Jupiter will be raising the value and the opportunity for that for you very easily, just already starting on the 9th. And continuing to grow throughout the rest of the season, summer in the northern hemisphere, or winter if you're in the southern. We've also got Jupiter in the 4th house, bringing an opportunity to expand on our family. We may actually be finding out this is a good time for some of you who are maybe trying to have a child. Whenever Jupiter's in the 4th house or the 5th house, we see opportunities to, have another baby, or get pregnant, or even just have another pet show up in our life, whether it happens on purpose or by accident. Either way, there's some kind of pleasant little bundle out there for the taking if you want to have it. On the 16th, we've got Neptune turning retrograde in Pisces, in your 9th house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, as well as travel, your spiritual life. And with Neptune turning retrograde, we may actually find that there is an opportunity for you that's been kept secret that needs to be revealed. Now, Neptune is retrograde for a long time. It goes retrograde all the way up until about November. But it's never a bad place to be, because Neptune retrograde kind of forces the truth out in a lot of these areas. Some of you may realize the truth about a religious group that you're in, or a spiritual group that you're in, and you decide to move on to something better. Some of you may realize the truth about an educational plan that you're on and change majors to something more advantageous, or more affordable, or more quick to pay off. A lot of you may be finding some shortcuts, some loopholes that'll help you get through some kind of big project you're working on, where you need to be able to travel, you need to be able to broadcast yourself, or expand out into other areas. With Neptune direct, sometimes we have rose-colored glasses on, or sometimes we have tunnel vision, and it's really hard for us to get past what we associate. We become prisoners of our associations and our nostalgia. But when it's retrograde, we take off those rose-colored glasses and those tunnel vision goggles, and we put on our X-ray specs. And there could actually be a lot of shortcuts out of a lot of hedge mazes when it comes to handling this area of your life over the next 5 months. On the 21st of the month, we've got the Sun and Mercury at the same time moving into your sign, and we get the wildcard blessings of both. And when Mercury is in our sign, it's time to speed things up. What have we been taking too long to do? What has been taking too long to complete? Or come to a fruition in our life? What has, kind of either gone by the wayside, or maybe we just put it on a high up shelf, waiting for a better time. Waiting for a more opportune moment to actually take advantage of this or bring this forth into being. Mercury is going to be actually hurrying up and catching things up that have been delayed that need to catch up to the rest of our life. We also notice the Sun actually bringing a lot of popularity to you. You're going to be getting noticed a lot more for whatever this is, and you may be noticing more sympathetic people to this cause between now and the 3rd week of July actually showing up and staying in your life to support you here. Finally, on the 23rd, we've got a new moon in your sign, and it's your once-a-year birthday new moon, where you can basically plant the seed on whatever it is you'd like to see manifest over the next 90 days. Are you trying to start a new relationship? Are you trying to maybe go on a trip or move to a new country? Are you trying to go back to school? Are you trying to maybe move? This is the new moon that you want to have, because what it does is you plant the seed and you watch it grow, provided you take the energy and the time to, again, nurture it as well. New moons are very strong support for any kind of new endeavor. And when it's in your sign, it's your birthday wish. Wish whatever you want, but make sure you know what you're wishing for. So that is your horoscope, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below. Or go to integrativemysticism.com.